Okay, back with you on the Bronx Buzz. I just said I love having nice people on my show. I love having my friends on my show. And so, but my buddy Rina Santos is with us. Rina is, let's see, I've got technically, she's a Puerto Rico born documentary photographer and teaching artist living and working in the Bronx. And she's here with us in the Bronx Buzz. Always good to see you.
It's always such an incredible pleasure to be on this show. Thank you so much.
Incredible pleasure. Wow. Anyway, Rina is a photographer, talented in so many different ways. We know her father, Ray Santos, was one of the great salsa and jazz artists in our history of our borough. So we always remember her for that. But this is the 10th anniversary of something called Everyday Bronx. What, who is Everyday Bronx?
Thank you so much for asking. Everyday Bronx is an Instagram account, and we started 10 years ago. So it's a 10th anniversary, Everyday Bronx 10th anniversary. And we're so proud to be here. And it started from a larger project called the Everyday Projects. And it's an international initiative where you highlight different geographical areas in the world to really fight negative stereotypes of that area. And it started with Everyday Africa. And so at the time, Everyday Bronx was the smallest geographical account. And I am so proud to say that we have grown to
Wow.
49,500 followers. One of the reasons that we wanted to come on the show is that we want to really encourage Bronxites and, everyone who sees the show to follow, give us a follow. Our goal for our anniversary is to hit 50K
Wow.
followers on
Um,
Instagram.
so then now a couple of things here. So you do it and you load it up with pictures that, in theory, as you just described, are there to show who we really are, represent us, underserved, undernoticed communities. I mean, we know what's out there, and so that's what you do. And you use the word "we." So let's credit, if there's somebody else to put our arms around and hug.
That's absolutely right. I used to do this account by myself until I was able to get some team members, but I could not do this at all without our fellow Everyday Bronx team members, which are Edgar Santana, Heriberto Sanchez, and Kayla Beltran. And the way that we do it is each person has 1 or 2 days a week. It is Everyday Bronx. We post every single day, and we
Wow.
post 2 images a day. Also, stories. We try to publicize community events, things that are happening in the Bronx, and also document. But our mission that we're incredibly proud of is really portraying an accurate and holistic story of the life in the Bronx while also trying to dispel stereotypes of our beautiful borough. And the beautiful thing about Everyday Bronx is that unlike other everyday accounts, we specifically use images from our followers. So basically,
Oh,
account is being built by Bronxites telling
I
their own story.
I was going to ask you, 49,000 is quite a good number. Do you have a sense, or is there any way to know what percentage of those are Bronx people? Because spreading who we are across the world is fine and should be done because we know what they all think we are, which of course is totally crazy. Um, so I get that, and then other people would say, "Oh, wow, that's really the Bronx." But I'm hoping that many of them are Bronxites.
Well, our audience predominantly are Bronxites, but we are also really proud to be serving the Puerto Rican and Bronx diaspora. I love the kind of conversations that people are able to have on the comment section of images, talking about, oh, I grew up in the Bronx. This is the Bronx that I know and love, and being able to talk to each other. So we like to, represent not Bronxites, but also we do have a pretty large international following.
This is really interesting to me. We've been doing the Bronx Buzz for many years. I mean, I don't know what, 6, 7 years or whatever we've been doing. And of course, Bronx Talk has been on for 30 years. This is the first time that anybody has said, hey, let's celebrate the anniversary of a social media platform, which is kind of a unique thing, but a lot more modern than our old-fashioned TV and everything else that we do. I'm really thrilled. Do you go out and take pictures every day and consciously try to do that, or is it just kind of like everybody else? I go for a walk, I'll take some pictures of the Bronx.
Well, when I first started the feed, when I first, I would go out specifically, especially to different events that I thought would be really important to add to the tapestry that we were trying to tell. Everyday Bronx, I'll be the first one to say it. It does not say the entire story of the Bronx because the Bronx is so incredibly unique. But what's lovely about having other people put images, or they can hashtag Everyday Bronx or at us, which would be really, really great. The algorithm of Instagram is different now, for us to be able to look at your photos, is that it can tell a more holistic story. So I used to go out and shoot specifically for Everyday Bronx. I still do so when there's a really wonderful event or something that I think would be great for the feed for people to really get a lot more publicity. Last year I shot the Bronx Halloween Parade, which was held last Saturday, and being able to put the images on the feed, a lot of people were able to really find out about that amazing parade that's been going on for
For
almost
years.
30
Listen,
years.
I want to show some stuff,
Yeah, please.
that our producer Anderson Peguero just we let him choose because there are
Excellent.
hundreds, thousands of pictures up there after
There
10
are
years.
almost 8,000 photos
8,000
posted.
photos. All right, so let's see. Anderson, let's play the magic. This I just, oh my goodness, I
Mhm.
just love. There's my buddy Richard Izquierdo, the late great Richard Izquierdo. Boy, talking about the borough of the Bronx. There it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so what we like to do, we've also done special projects in the Bronx, Bronx family history, to really create a larger archive of vintage photos of the Bronx. Also, we've done parties in the park. We have done Bronx Vote. We have done casitas in the Bronx. So we've done
It's
different
all there,
projects.
but that's a mural. Where is I haven't seen that
So
mural. Where is
that's
it?
an excellent I'm very proud. I love that mural. I knew Dr. Richard Izquierdo.
So I certainly did as well. Yeah.
He was my doctor as a
Oh,
kid.
he
He
was.
actually was
Wow.
my dad's best friend growing up. So
Wow.
they were both musicians
He and
together.
Ray, wow. Well, yeah, and I'm proud to say I did one of his last interviews.
Oh,
We
that's
did an
magnificent.
interview together. He
He's
was he
such a
he was hanging
pillar.
in there.
He's hanging in there, and the
He
thing
was
is
hanging
that
in.
he's so strong that when you walk into any urban health plan facility, you really feel him and his presence. And the beautiful thing about that mural, it is on Southern Boulevard and Westchester Avenue, is that it features three very famous Bronx sites, and one of those Bronx sites, besides Richard, is my father, Ray
Your dad,
Santos. And
Ray
so
Santos.
that was magnificent for both of them to be in a mural
Let's
together.
go. I want to show more stuff. What do we got? Okay, so this is a photo by A. Traves Daliente.
Yes, and this is one of our Bronx teams is Heriberto Sanchez, and so basically, we do documentary style photos. So a lot of street photography is being featured here. We have a beautiful, beautiful example of playing with light
Yes,
and
it's a
composition.
beautiful photograph. Let's keep going. I don't want to run out of time, but
Yeah,
I want to get a bunch of
let's
them in
look.
there. This
You
I
know,
just, my goodness gracious, amazing.
documenting, we had that large eclipse, a moon, so being able to use the content that other Bronx sites create. So we have
Here you go.
beautiful, beautiful moons here in the Bronx too.
Keep it going.
This is from the botanical gardens, so we try to also feature images of famous places in the Bronx to encourage Bronxites to go to these places, and also to see,
Right.
for people to see the beauty
And
that in the
everything
Bronx.
is hashtagged and all that and linked up. It's beautifully done for a lot of us amateurs like me and try to create an Instagram page. I would have nothing in compared to this. Let's keep going. I don't know how
I
many.
really learned how to use social media through doing this, and so
I'm sure you did. Look at this.
this is the Dominican Day Parade. And again, this happens in the Bronx every year. And it's important for us to really highlight these beautiful cultural events and to also try to represent as many, different backgrounds that, of people that really that live and work here in the Bronx.
What I like is that if you look at these as a whole and step back, you really get a feel
Mm,
for who we are. All right, let's go.
let's go. Let's go for
Let's see
another
more.
one. And of course, this is an image of the subway. We love to also document the reality of how people commute and how people get around in the Bronx in the
Oh,
subway
wait,
and
wait.
bus.
Is that an old train or is that
I
like
think that's one of the service
a
trains.
service train?
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
mhm.
That's what it looks like.
And so
Wow.
and so
And
we have
also
a
in black and white gives it a little depth, a little
Absolutely.
perspective.
And what's beautiful from 10 years ago to today is that I think I am this very, very proud of me and my team really being able to encourage people to express themselves with their camera. And you can see that the images, there's more content. When I first started with Everyday Bronx, when you looked up the hashtag Bronx, it was just,
Uh,
the most disgusting
We
connection.
got two more to show.
Let's
I
see.
want to show them.
Let's
Let's
look.
see what they are. Wow.
This is a photo by me. This is at Orchard Beach. This was for 4th of July fireworks, and so it was an incredible scene. That was actually my first time at the fireworks, and
Oh, there you go.
I specifically want to photograph for Everyday Bronx. I put up some videos. It was just an
All right,
incredible event.
let's do one more, and then we're going to tell people how to participate. Look at this.
And
Oh my God.
another image of Orchard Beach. And
Orchard
again,
Beach.
most people don't even understand that we have a beach, that we have a city island, that we have, the most parks, Van Cortlandt, Pelham, and just such beautiful places for Bronxites to go.
Oh,
And
wonderful. So, Rina, how do people um, participate? How do they get you
absolutely.
photos? What do they got to do?
Excellent. First, please use your phone and express yourself. And what you need to do is for us to look at the images and consider for reposting is post an image on your Instagram and you hashtag Everyday Bronx and add us. If you add us, we'll make sure that we see it. And then that's the content that we use to
And
fill our feed.
right, Everyday Bronx, and also follow Everyday Bronx.
Follow Everyday.
Listen, I just love it because we so badly need to continue to push our identity, who we really are, and what better way to do it with 49,000 people on Instagram. Rina, you're going to continue being my buddy because you just have vision about who we are. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bronx Buzz.
It's a pleasure and it's an honor to be here. Thank you so much.
Great. Folks, that will do it. We thank Samantha from the city for joining us in our first segment. And of course, Rina and her buddies for doing Everyday Bronx, every day in the Bronx. So if the curtain don't fall and the creek don't rise, we'll be back next week. That's how it goes.